Right now, there is a very good chance you are taking a medication that is quietly making your memory worse. Not a rare drug, not something experimental, something common, something you have probably been taking for years, something your doctor prescribed and told you was safe. And here is what makes this genuinely alarming. A study from Indiana University followed over 1,600 adults for 6 years and found that taking just one of these drugs significantly increased the risk of cognitive impairment. Taking 2 of them doubled it. The lead researcher said she now tells every patient to stop taking them. Today I'm going to show you 5 of the most common ones. Stay until the end, because number 1 is the one nobody warns you about. It is in medicine cabinets across America right now, sold without a prescription, and linked in a major university study to a 54% increase in dementia risk. Before we get into this, drop a comment and tell me how many medications you take each day. Just a number. I read every single one. Alright, let's go. Number 5, sleeping pills. Specifically the Z drugs, Ambien, Lunesta, Sonata. Millions of older adults take these every night. The logic makes sense. You cannot sleep, your doctor gives you something. Problem solved. Except the problem is not solved. The American Geriatric Society placed these drugs on their official warning list for adults over 65. Here is why. These medications do not give you real sleep. They sedate you. Those are 2 completely different things. During deep sleep, your brain runs its own cleaning system, flushing out the toxic proteins linked to Alzheimer's disease. A sedative shuts that process down. These drugs also cause anterograde amnesia, the inability to form new memories while the drug is active. People wake up and cannot remember entire evenings. Multiple studies link regular Z drug use to measurably higher rates of cognitive decline. If sleep is a problem, ask your doctor about cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia. Research from Harvard shows it outperforms medication long-term, with 0 effect on your brain. Number 4, bladder medications. This one surprises almost everyone. The most common drugs for overactive bladder, like oxybutynin, sold as Ditropan, and tolterodine, sold as Detrol, belong to a class called anticholinergics. Neurologists consider these among the most dangerous drug classes for the aging brain. Here is why. Acetylcholine is the brain chemical, most responsible for memory and learning. As we age, our brains produce less of it naturally. Anticholinergics block acetylcholine throughout the body. In the bladder, that reduces contractions. But in the brain, it accelerates the exact chemical deficit that drives Alzheimer's disease. A study in JAMA Internal Medicine found that cumulative use of these drugs was associated with a 54% increased risk of dementia. Think about Margaret, 68 years old. She had been on oxybutynin for 2 years. Her family noticed she was forgetting names, repeating herself, losing track of conversations. Her doctor suspected early Alzheimer's. A neurologist stopped the oxybutynin. 4 months later, her cognition had improved substantially. Her diagnosis was not Alzheimer's. It was drug-induced cognitive impairment. This happens far more often than most people realize. Number 3, anxiety medications. Xanax, Ativan, Valium, clonopine. These are benzodiazepines, among the most prescribed drugs for adults over 60 in America. What most people do not know is what the research actually shows. A massive study in the British Medical Journal analyzed nearly 9,000 patients and found that people who used benzodiazepines for 3 months or more had a 51% higher risk of developing Alzheimer's. The longer the use, the higher the risk. Here is why. Benzodiazepines suppress activity in the hippocampus, the exact part of your brain that forms and stores memories. Every night you take one, you are dimming the lights in your memory center. Over months and years, that becomes measurable damage. If you are on a benzodiazepine, do not stop suddenly. Withdrawal can be serious. Talk to your doctor about a gradual taper. Before we get to the top 2, if this is information your doctor never mentioned, hit the like button and subscribe. You do not want to miss what is coming next. Number 2, antihistamines, specifically the ones containing diphenhydramine. You know this even if you do not know the name. Diphenhydramine is the active ingredient in Benadryl. It is also in Ziquil Unisum and Tylenol PM. No prescription required, marketed as completely safe. It isn't safe for your brain, not after 60, not taken regularly. A study from the University of Washington found that people who used these products for 3 or more years had a 54% increased risk of dementia. And even after stopping, the elevated risk remained. Diphenhydramine blocks acetylcholine in the brain, the same pathway Alzheimer's destroys. The swap is simple. For allergies, loratadine, which is Claritin, or cetirizine, which is Zyrtec, work just as well without the cognitive risk. Check with your doctor, but this is an easy change to make. And now number 1, the one I told you about at the very start. Proton pump inhibitors. Prilosec, Nexium, Prevacid, Omeprazole. The heartburn medications. The most widely used drug class among adults over 60 in America. Tens of millions of people take them every single day. Almost none of them know what a study in JAMA Neurology found. Regular PPI users had a 44% increased risk of dementia. A German study of over 73,000 patients confirmed it. Here is the mechanism. Your stomach acid is required to absorb vitamin B12. Long-term PPI use causes B12 deficiency. And B12 deficiency is a well-documented cause of brain shrinkage and cognitive decline in older adults. Animal research also suggests PPIs may increase beta amyloid accumulation in the brain, the exact protein that defines Alzheimer's disease. I am not telling you to stop your PPI. For some people with severe reflux or ulcers, they are necessary. I am telling you to ask your doctor one question. Do I still need this every single day? And when did we last check my B12? Studies show a large percentage of daily PPI users no longer need that frequency. They were prescribed once, nobody revisited it. Here is the takeaway. None of these medications are evil. Each of them solves real problems. But the aging brain clears drugs more slowly. It produces less acetylcholine. It is more vulnerable to chemical interference. And the most powerful thing you can do for your memory is not a supplement. It is a conversation. Once a year, sit down with your doctor and review every single medication you take. Ask why you are still on it. Ask if there is a safer alternative. That one conversation may protect your brain more than anything else you do this year. Now I want to hear from you. Is there a medication on this list that you or someone you love is taking? Drop it in the comments. I read everything. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.